Bonjour, it's Tim here again, and today I'm going to be demonstrating the configuration of an EQ plugin to function like a large format mixing console. Now, we saw the image of the large function mixing console here. So you have generally a high pass filter to eradicate some of those noise and buzz frequencies at the low end. Then high shelving and low shelving to boost or reduce those low frequencies and keep the ones below a certain point at the same level. And then a high and low mid parametric EQ. This is to boost or reduce specific frequencies within a range, which can help when mixing a whole track, trying to reduce some of the noise in a certain frequency range to allow a different track to be more expressive, or the opposite, exactly. So let's start with a high pass filter. If I go to my project here, open up channel EQ section and introduce a high pass filter which allows the high end through. Now we can see here it's at 75 Hertz, 18 dB per octave, which here is easy to set. Now I've switched them all off first and just put on the high pass filter at 75 Hertz, 18 dB per octave. And you can see every octave reduces the value by 18 decibels there. Next, I'll put on the high shelving filter. Now, a high shelf is here. It literally looks like a shelf, gets up to a certain level at a ratio, and then stays at that level. Now, this one here is at 12,000 Hertz, 12 dB per octave. 12,000 Hertz, and in fact, it's minus 15 or plus 15 dB that you can adjust. So, I mean, that's how you. Let's have a listen to the sample. There's not that much on the piano at those high frequencies, so there's not that much coming through as a difference, really. You can hear that low pass filter getting rid of some of the noise. Right, next we've got a low shelving filter, which I'll put on here. You can see it's that one there, and the settings are at 80 Hertz and plus or minus 15 dB again. So the low shelving filter here, the orange, 80 Hertz at 12, I believe it was 12, 15, up to 15 dB. You can see the shape that it creates with that high pass. Or if you want to reduce the values there. Now on programs like this you can take it to the extreme, but I like the bass sounds there, so let's put it up about 8 there. Next up, we have the high and low mid parametric EQs. Now you can see here on the mixing console, the high sweeps between 400 and 8,000 Hertz at plus or minus 15 decibels. The low between 100 and 2K. So they cross over a lot, if you want. But one's for the low, one's for the high. So they'll generally stick to the same sort of positions. And plus or minus 15 dB again. So we'll have a look at how to do that. The first one was 400 to 8K. So you can select your parametric here. And we'll set the lowest at 400. And you can boost the frequency there. Now here, you're in the main mixing console, you don't have this option, but here we can select a very specific frequency range and sweep across between 400 and 2K there. And you can hear that how that can really affect the feeling of a track. And we'll put the high on as well. Sorry, the low, 100 to 2K. We'll make that one the low, and then we'll make this one the high. That one can go up to 8K. So you can see there, we can add let's say we want to reduce and adjust the sound exactly how you want it to be. But there you have your 5 main aspects of a standard mixing console, and you can see the amount of variation that you can create with just that. So they tend to be the most important. There are a couple of other extra features here, a couple more parametric, and a lot more adjustment that you can do within a digital workspace. But there you have the general idea.